channel. So we'll look at the S&P, the SSI snapshots. Note the Aussie. It's worth noting we did TT yesterday and we flipped over to sell, and that does match to what we're seeing. What's interesting about S&P, technically speaking, we had a naughty candle here. It's a thing called a gravestone doji, which means it's a huge upside wick and basically flat bottom. And we had one here as well, which I just noticed, just like a doji, but the wick is longer above, and that tells us selling pressure there. So technically fairly bearish, and the fact they're going long as well. They happen to go long just after that technical bearish development. I was saying that we were probably going to come down to the support for a bounce, but we can potentially continue to fall if they continue to go long. Looks like it's plateauing ever so slightly. It was quite a strong up move, and now it's like easing out a little bit. Potentially do something like this where it comes down and it's going to do this. If it does, this will be a support and will come up higher. So good idea to get a copy of this. Supports, multiple supports, again, and so potentially again. And this was obviously the resistance. And so that's S&P from a technical look. So it all depends what happens here. S&P, so we are sort of going a little bit sideways there. If they sell it, then, you know, we'll come up to this box. This is going to be an interesting development now for next week. This should hold us a resistance because this is the point where they've gone long. And so they'll, if they hold on, if we do come up, it looks like they'll hold on to that bias, and then we're going to have a resistance. So if we continue to fall really heavily, these guys might get wiped out. So if we do go up, this is going to be a good resistance. And you can see why. Okay, hopefully that's clear. If there's any questions about it, let me know. It's just simply for the fact that they've gone long in this time period, in that price action. Okay. US 30, so we know we had the big heads up. We drew that box and so down we came. That was a naughty one there. It was to tease them, and we did fall. And it could have potentially got you out at break even. Then you thought, oh, maybe we're going to continue higher, but we didn't. It actually did fall quite heavily. So quite naughty, but there's that box there. So they've gone long. Price fell, came up just to get them at that break even. But they've held on long, and that's the thing. They held on long, so that was their chance to get out. And obviously they got crushed a little bit, so we've got to be careful. DAX. Now this could be an amazing trade, but I won't take it because I'm just wary about the DAX. And, you know, it's can be very violent moves to the upside, and also technically speaking, that is a big move to really want to fight against. The big pictures that we're buy, however, this is a technical resistance in so much that they've gone long. Sorry, a sentimental resistance, not technical. It's a sentimental resistance because they've gone long. So we shouldn't really see price above, and that's the punishment zone for DAX. Gold support here, so 1897, potential buy coming up. If we fall, that won't be so bad because it will encourage them to sell, and if we do, then we'll get a buy. So as long as that holds, it could be okay. Euro, well, we made a buy, so we can draw another box. It's very choppy, so be really careful. And so they've shorted it here. Yeah, basically this candle here 2 hours ago. And so this 107.81 is going to be a support. Okay, and likewise they shorted it here. Up we come, and so we could potentially come up again. So we are ranging now. We're not trending at all on this market. We are going sideways and we're taking out stops. So be really careful. I think the stops, it makes sense that we're going to be around here. Maybe there'll be one up here. It's quite far away. I can imagine there's quite a lot of liquidity up here, I imagine. 108.50. But we'll look at the stop loss clusters in the Patreon video. And well, yeah, we are a sell. We're 60%, so we can fall, and they've gone long. So because they've gone long here, this should act as a resistance. And whether or not, what might happen is that if this comes down, it might drag your cross-gen down like it did yesterday, and how I was saying how it could happen, and it certainly did, and it really pulled down cross-gen. So looks fairly bearish. We got a moderate, mild black swan event in so much that Powell's got COVID. And a black swan event is a very, very bearish scenario that's unpredictable. And I wouldn't necessarily, it's very bearish, it's somewhat moderately bearish. It's not like a huge, massive deal. But if it gets worse, then yeah, it will be. And so that's what a black swan event is. And we are selling quite a bit of a sell-off. Technically speaking, we could have. And this was just very naughty. And I think that was just a trap on this one here. So Patreon video now, and just trade carefully. And we've got the weekend coming up soon, haven't we? So that'll be good. I'll speak to you guys soon.